What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Celebrity Syllabus, where we talk all things entertainment, news, and politics. Before we get into today's topic, make sure you hit the subscribe button and touch the notification bell so you never miss when I upload, and you get to join the Spirit Squad. We are going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. I did wait a while before I made this video because I wanted to see how everything played out. I think when we got the first article, there was not enough information, and then we got bits and pieces as we moved along. So I wanted to wait till I can put together a bigger picture before I spoke on this, because I think a lot of people rushed into speaking about this topic. Alright, so let's start with what we know from the first TMZ article. We know that there was a disturbance outside the Hollywood Hills residence around 4:30 a.m. and that people were arguing in an SUV, someone fired shots in the air, and then the vehicle took off. When they found the car, they believed Megan had a cut on her foot from the glass that they saw inside the vehicle when they searched it and found the gun initially. That's when Tory was booked for carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle, which is a felony. They also provided us with an update that says, we've learned that police have listed Megan as a victim in the incident. She was taken to the hospital immediately after Tory was arrested and treated for wounds to her foot. 4 shell casings were recovered from the scene outside of the home. The word wounds leads me to believe at this time, what it was actually was not confirmed. Alright, so I want to also take a look at this People article that was posted on the 13th as well. Now, this was originally posted on the 13th, but I do want to show you guys that I did go back and see that this was edited. So the original one says, there's a lot of speculation. However, Tory was defending Megan Thee Stallion, who had a dispute outside of the house that night. She was not his victim. A source at FYI Media Group tells people they are good friends. When I went back to this article to cite it, so I can make sure I have all my sources in the description below, I noticed that that line about FYI Media Group making that statement was not there anymore. This is one of the reasons that I'm not so quick to hop on a story, because you can see that blogs try to keep up with what the latest information is, and I feel like their articles change, but then when people put these videos out, it's not as quickly for you to change. And if you constantly are changing your mind, you look wish-washy to people. Now let's get into the second TMZ article. Now in the second TMZ article, we learned that the cops were responding to a call of 5 shots fired with the description of the SUV that Tory was driving or riding in. We also learned that there's a woman who we found out was Kelsey Nicole, Megan's best friend, saying, "Megan, are you okay?" But in the end of the article, we're still saying Megan was ultimately taken to the hospital for a cut on her foot. Okay, there was glass on the bottom of the car, but why did no one immediately assume that Megan was a victim if you are responding to shots of gunfire, and then you get to the car, you find a gun, and someone inside is bleeding? Would you not assume that they were a possible victim in that gun violence? Now, shout out to the Neighborhood Talk, because I was not on Twitter when this was posted, but Megan's producer, Lil Ju, made the beat, let us know that Tory Lanez needed to count his fucking days. And that was a few hours after the TMZ article was posted. And when people started saying that Tory was defending Megan, he did tweet and say, "I hope y'all don't believe in that BS." If you go to his Twitter page now, he is now suspended on Twitter. But we see how he feels, and especially he's calling out Tory at this very instance from the beginning. Megan also took to her Instagram on Wednesday to confirm that the reports were inaccurate and that she did suffer a gunshot wound, and that there was a crime committed against her with the physical intention to harm her. And of course, she's grateful to be getting away with her life in this situation, but she did have to have surgery to get the bullets removed from her foot. But thank God she's going to make a full recovery, and this wasn't a horrible story. Now, TMZ did do a third article on the 15th. It seemed right after Megan posted what she posted on Instagram. They, of course, recapped that in the article, but then they did an update following that says, the LAPD tells TMZ Megan never told them she was a victim of a crime. The spokesperson said at the time Megan Thee Stallion was with police, she did not report that she was a victim of any crime, and the LAPD has not received any additional information at this time. And I felt like that was to specifically go against what Megan had said in her Instagram post. But article 4 is when it really starts to take the cake for me. The 4th article was posted on the 16th, and that's when we learned that there was a chauffeur in the SUV, which we have not seen in the arrest video, and we have not seen any footage of. But we learned that the argument was about Megan and Kelsey wanting to get out of the car. Now, their sources are saying Tory opened fire from inside the vehicle and allegedly hit Meg in the feet twice. Now, I'm kind of confused as to why this is still an alleged shooting. If she had to get bullets removed from her foot, they were following the SUV and responding to the two shots being fired. But they then go on to say that, you know, they already believe he's going to say it's accidental. She initially told people, like, you know, there was cut on her foot, but I think she was in shock, and, like, she was honestly just confused and just knew she was bleeding from her foot, and that, you know, she was, in, like they said here, intimidated, possibly. I don't know if it was domestic violence, but she could, I felt like she would be intimidated in general if you just got shot by someone and your attacker is a few feet away from you. Also need to remember that she was shot and then the car just drove away with her inside of it. That's traumatizing, and that would leave someone in shock by the time the cops found you. You thankful that you still have your life and that someone found you. Like, you don't know what's going on, and she was drunk because she was partying. So everyone's already anticipating that he's going to say it was an accident to, you know, de-escalate the charges at best. And witnesses are not testifying, which isn't helping the case at all. However, I can't help but wonder why there hasn't been a ballistics report that came out by now connecting Tory's gun to Megan's gunshot wound definitively, so we can, one, strengthen the case, and two, stop saying allegedly and just start calling things for what it is and know definitively, did he do this or did he not do this? Now, in the fifth article, we learned on Friday that Tory's charges were being upgraded to assault with a deadly weapon. The only thing I really hate about this article is that it starts off with allegation Megan Thee Stallion suffered a gunshot wound, as if she didn't already tell us she had to get bullets removed from her foot and that they weren't already after the SUV because of shots fired outside of a home. But let's move on. They also then continue to say that everyone's sure he's going to say this is an accident when he does finally decide to speak, and that the fact that they're looking at it as an assault instead of an attempted homicide, they already think officials think this was an accident. So let's see how this plays out. Now, Megan did take to Twitter to say Black women are so unprotected and we hold so many things in to protect the feelings of others without considering our own. It might be funny to y'all on the internet and just another messy topic for you to talk about, but this is my real life and I'm real life hurt and traumatized. Now, I feel like Megan had to come out and speak the sad truth for so many Black women, because when this story broke, she was met with questions. Was she shot or was she cut? Was she actually injured? People use so many excuses to excuse her from vulnerability. They especially commented on her height in comparison to Tory being 5'3", and they made so many memes and jokes and immediately took her pain as a joke. So this is so sad. This is so unfortunate that we have to watch this play out even in Black Hollywood as we're talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, police brutality. We then watch people turn around and question this Black woman on her victimhood when she was the only one reported injured in this entire story. But I do want to say that once it was finally confirmed, and I understand why a lot of bloggers waited until once it was finally confirmed, but once it was finally confirmed that they were really looking into Tory as a suspect, I felt like then I started to see a lot of stories bringing up Tory's abusive past. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I feel like it's sad that she had to prove that she was a victim before people took her seriously or even questioned Tory's innocence, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you have any opinions on how this was even reported, or how Megan was almost made not to be the victim in this situation, or her victimhood was constantly questioned? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and that's all I got for you today. So bye-bye.